Hey guys, it's Kara here, and this is episode 2, week 2 of my reverse diet. I wanted to continue to update you guys on how each week goes and what's going on. I know a lot of you commented on my last video and seemed to find it very helpful, so I plan to keep doing these videos, and you guys just keep commenting below and let me know what other things you'd like to hear within this series. But going into week 2, I did the video last week for you guys, and it's funny because I'm like sitting here essentially talking to myself, but I find them very therapeutic for me, and maybe some other YouTubers can understand this, but I like being open and honest with you guys and just telling you the real deal, and I felt like doing that video was really very therapeutic for me, and it got me like really motivated to have a better week 2. And I got myself in a really good place going into week 2. As I had mentioned last week, I had a few days that weren't that I did go over on macros. So for me, going into week 2, I didn't really do many macro adjustments going into the week. With a reverse diet, the purpose is you're kind of slowly increasing the amount that you're consuming. But I wanted to keep carbs and fat pretty consistent with what I was aiming for the previous week, and my thought process was if I'm really hungry and craving more, I'm going to bump up my protein a little bit. So that's what I did. Went into the week feeling super motivated, like I've still been on cloud 9 with the competition. Not sure if you can see the trophies behind me or not, but those are probably going to stay out for a little while. Maybe that's weird, but it's like, look at those trophies. They're shiny and they're big, and it's just a nice reminder of what drives me. So anyways, going into the week, I felt really good, really motivated, and I've been really consistent with my workouts. The one thing that's really helped me, I owe a lot of it to Well-Rounded Health and Fitness. For anyone that follows me in Syracuse, please go in there, check it out, talk to the trainers, let them know I sent you. Because that gym, it's like a big family to me, and it keeps me so motivated. Like, I can be in the worst mood, and I go into that gym, and I know a lot of it's like my own doing, and I give myself credit for that. Like, I push really hard when I'm there, but those trainers just push me so hard, and like, I go in there, and I could go there in a shitty mood, and I feel so good about myself, like after I'm done their classes. I don't know how to describe it. I know my husband sees it because he's usually there training, doing his own thing, and I'll come out after the classes and I'll be like, blah, blah, blah. I know, imagine that, me, super chatty, like a mile a minute, like cloud 9. Something about that environment, it just motivates me, like beyond belief. It pushes me beyond limits that I could do on my own. So I encourage you guys to try to figure out what that is for you and be in that environment. You know, they've really helped keep me on the right track in this reverse diet. I've finished other competitions where I just am doing my own thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. But like I said before, you get lonely, I tend to get a little lost with my workouts and lose that purpose and that drive if I'm doing my own thing. And I've always been very driven in the gym, whether I'm working out alone or working out in a group setting or with trainers or without, but post-competition can be challenging in ways you don't expect. So even for the most motivated people, and I do consider myself very self-motivated when it comes to working out. I've been into fitness since I was like 11 years old, doing Jane Fonda step aerobics in the basement of my mom's house. So I do consider myself very motivated on my own, but staying on course with doing their programs, and I'm doing their Extraordinary Life Challenge program. So you lift weights Monday through Friday, and it's circuit training with some cardio in between as well. That has really, really helped me, you guys. So I've been on point doing my workouts, and I haven't been doing, I've started to slowly back off of the double cardio a little bit this past week, mostly because of the holiday and stuff like that. I plan to do a little bit more cardio this week just because, not because of the reverse, more so because we're going to Mexico. So I want to feel really good going to Mexico because I plan to be in a bikini the whole time. But yeah, so my workouts have been really good. I felt really good this week. Eating this past week was much easier. I had a much better time week 2 mentally. Felt a little hungrier. Like I felt like my metabolism was really like revving up this week. So I kind of listened to my body. I followed my macros, but if I got home at night and was still really hungry, I threw in a couple, like I might come home and like eat a protein brownie. I've been doing that a lot. And one night I remember I had a couple extra rice cakes and didn't sweat it. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't making bad choices. I wasn't like swinging through like Pizza Hut to grab a personal pan or something. Like I ate a couple extra rice cakes. It's like life's gonna be okay. You know what I mean? So I did stay off the scale mostly until Wednesday. The day before Thanksgiving, I had a body composition done. So this is 10 days out from the competition. Could be somewhat scary for people, but at the same time, this was something I wanted to do to see where my fat mass was at, to see where my body weight was at, where my muscle mass was at. You know, because that's kind of the purpose of a reverse diet, is making sure you're not gaining too much fat too quickly. So I was happy when I stepped on the scale on Wednesday. I had my body comp done at Well Rounded using that same machine you guys have seen in past videos. So I'm using a consistent measurement technique. So while the number, like I've mentioned before, may not be an exact science, I can see trends. So whether or not it's totally accurate, at least I can see how things are going up and down using a consistent method. So on Wednesday, I was 107.6 pounds, which I was really happy with because, and I don't want you guys to focus on my weight and compare yourselves, so I'm not saying it. I don't want you guys to like personalize things like that. But just so you know where I was at, I told you guys I don't really focus, like I'm not really focusing at like I'm how many pounds off from my stage weight, because stage weight isn't a real number, you guys. So although I see a lot of girls post, you know, I'm this many pounds above stage weight or whatever, throw the stage weight number out the door. I mean, unless you truly did no manipulation, then throw the stage weight out the door. You know, I'll openly say I manipulated water that week. I manipulated my carb intake. Stage weight is not reality, okay? I weighed 103 on stage day, but probably 2-3 hours later, I weighed 105, I would guess. You know, from sips of fluid, from fueling myself throughout the day, I ate constantly throughout the day. Stage weight isn't real, so throw that out. What I was focusing more on with this reverse diet is my kind of peak week average weight, which ranged between like 105 and 107. So I'm kind of gauging my current weight status against that and how quickly I'm increasing in my weight. So to be 107.6, 10 days out from my competition, I'm very pleased with. I feel really good about that. I think that's really good considering, you know, I had my good free meals. I did have a few days going over my fat macros, which usually does, you know, can change my weight and things like that. So I was 107.6 pounds. My body fat percentage was 11.1, and I'm super stoked with that because for those that have followed, my body fat the day before the competition was 9.2. Remember, some of you said, isn't that unhealthy? Oh my God. Remember, I said I have that body fat for like one day. This isn't reality. This is not maintainable for me personally. I wasn't striving to maintain that. It was more or less to see where I was at before the competition. But I had a body comp done a week prior to that, and my body fat was 10.5. So being 11.1 is really good, I think, 10 days out. I think this is, and I have, my macros are up a little bit. Like I said, I am, peak week I was eating like 20 to 40 carbs. I'm now keeping it between like 40 to 80, to be honest. I'm sticking more between 40 to 60, but I've had some days where I go closer to 80, and that's okay. I'm not beating myself up about it. And my protein I've increased by like 20 grams, depending on my hunger. So that's just that. 11.1% body fat. My dry lean mass is 25.8 pounds. I don't know if I mentioned this in my other videos, but that's pretty consistent. So my muscle mass. So I was pretty thrilled with this, and I do plan to have another body comp done probably in about 2-3 more weeks, usually 3 more weeks. So I will tell you right now, and I'm prepping myself for it, my body fat will be up, my weight will be up. Couple of reasons. I'm reversing. The whole point is I'm not trying to maintain the same weight, the same level of leanness, because you do need to give your body a rest for multiple reasons. But I do plan to prep again relatively soon after the holidays. So I need to, number one, mentally take this break to enjoy my life, go to Mexico, have some good food and drinks, and not care too much about the numbers. You know what I mean? So, that's kind of my focus right now, and that's just going to help me prep even better for the next competition. With that said, though, I was so close to getting that pro card, I don't want to get too far off track. That is not my plan. I don't need to bulk right now. I don't need to lean bulk. I don't need to dirty bulk. I don't need to do any bulking right now. I do need to live life, though, and enjoy myself and not be so hard on myself. Because I'm a girl, and I'm a little emotional like that. But I want to maintain a set level of leanness. So I'm kind of keeping my shit in check through the holidays. So holler at your girl if you need a little help keeping shit in check through the holidays, because I'm here for you, and I will plan to do this with you. So with that said, let me continue on the reverse dieting week 2. Had this body comp Wednesday. Thursday was Thanksgiving, and I purposely didn't refeed the weekend before because I wanted to enjoy Thanksgiving, not like go overboard, but also I planned on not counting anything. I planned on just kind of intuitively eating, but I'm not going to say I was an intuitive eater because I overate. Like, I was full. I wasn't where I was like had to throw on my sweatpants full, but I was definitely full. I definitely overate. But again, things could have been a lot worse. I definitely, I made our Thanksgiving meal, so it was nothing too like crazy for food choices, but I had like cheese and crackers and dip and mashed potatoes and stuff like that, just like normal stuff, and I didn't count it, and I got a great workout in that day, and it was not a big deal. I will say Friday and Saturday I loosely tracked macros, so that's the only part where I'm slightly disappointed in myself. I wish I would have been like perfect and on point the day after. I wasn't. Be honest, I loosely tracked, but again, I didn't go like crazy. I didn't go overboard. I didn't like do anything wild, So for me, I still feel really good about the progress I had this week. I have not stepped on the scale since my body comp. With Thanksgiving and loosely tracking macros, it's like, okay, I know it's going to be up. I know I'm not 107.6 right now, but that is my goal, is to be around 107 for when we go to Mexico, which is in 9 days. So I'm super excited for that. A couple other things as I ramble. Hope you have another 40 minutes while I talk to you. Dear God, I'm glad you guys like listening to me. I'm not quite sure why. Couple things I've been doing differently I will mention as well. Haven't really been taking fat burner like I was for the competition. I've decreased that amount. I think it's good for you while you're reversing. You got options. You can stop everything and be done with it. You need to cycle off a lot of that stuff with fat burners, but at least slowly wean yourself off of that. Give yourself a break on some of the stimulants if you can. I'm really bad about that. My caffeine intake is still through the roof. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to admit it. My caffeine intake's probably worse now than it was prepping. Yeah, I'm going to work on that at some point in time. I swear I will. But yeah, one other thing I wanted to mention that I started taking, I wish it would have came out during my prep, but I actually think this is a great time to be taking it. Mark from MTS Nutrition came out with his product Tyrant that he had been working on, and he raves about it as his best product yet. Perfect for females, perfect for you if you're prepping or not prepping. So MTS Tyrant, it's called, and it's basically a cortisol and estrogen controlling agent. So it helps you with, decreasing the bad estrogen and cortisol and increasing the good stuff. As you know, that can lead to a lot of fat gain, if your estrogen and cortisol levels are through the roof. And being a woman, we have a lot of estrogen. So this is advertised as a hardening agent, basically to help keep you lean. You take 2 capsules at nighttime with your last meal. So I started taking this past week or the week before, Jay?
We got it the day you came home from your competition, so you started Sunday.
I started taking this like the beginning of my reverse diet. Yeah. So I do feel like I've got to be honest, I was really surprised with that body comp because my macros have been so low for so long. So I was thinking, even with the small increases, with my eating like 60 carbs to 80 carbs to going over fat macros, there was no way I thought my body fat would stay that low. But I've still been really vascular in the gym. I feel like I still look really lean. I don't know. I'll let you guys know my full review when I'm finished taking it. But
I can take it too.
Guys can, yeah. So I really do think this has been a helpful product to me. So if you guys want to check this out, it is available on tigerfitness.com. I have the link in the description box. If you guys please click my link, it gives me credit and helps me out. So if you want to do some shopping at Tiger Fitness, use my link. They're in all of my videos description boxes. And if you haven't used my discount code yet, it's a one-time use only, but you can plug in discount code Kara for 5% off. So I'm going to keep taking this. It's a month supply. I'm going to take this for the month and see how it goes. You don't need to cycle this product, but I will probably wait to start taking it again until I officially start my bikini prep in the new year. One other thing I was going to say too is my motivation level, as I mentioned, through the roof this week. Felt really good. Ate how I wanted on Thanksgiving. And then, like I said, Friday, loosely tracked macros. Got up Saturday, and I hadn't taken a day off in like 10 days. Like, I've really only taken 1 day off since my show. Like, I haven't taken a lot of days off. And I just felt it Saturday morning when I got up. Like, I didn't want to move. I had no motivation to go to the gym. I never wake up like that on Saturdays. Saturdays are always like my day to have like my epic workout. And I just kind of felt shitty and run down. So I decided to take the day off and continue to kind of feel like shitty and not good all day. And I woke up Sunday this morning and again felt shitty and did not have any motivation to go to the gym. And if you guys have ever felt like that, it's really hard. Like I haven't had the post-competition blues, but feeling crappy and waking up 2 days not wanting to train kind of like put me in a funk. Like, why don't I want to train right now? What's wrong with me? Am I going to head down a bad path where I'm just not motivated and I don't want to lose my drive? And that's a hard thing to struggle with mentally. And you know what? This morning I said, you had your day off yesterday. And I don't mean to sound like a psycho. Like, it's fine to take days off. Don't get me wrong, you guys. But my eating habits are so much better when I go to the gym. I feel like a better person when I go to the gym. Like, I just feel like I'm a better version of me. Like, I'm happier. I'm better in other aspects of my life when I go to the gym, because I'm doing that for me and it makes me feel good. So I decided to get my butt out of bed and quit overthinking it and analyzing it. Just like Stop analyzing it. You don't feel great, whatever. Take a pre-workout. I like my stims. And just go. Quit thinking about it. So that's what I did, and I'm so glad I did. I mean, yeah, I took a pre-workout, so I felt like pretty good, but I got to the gym. I just did some different stuff today. I said, you know what? I need to just do things different. Like, it's great to just do your classic workouts, but today I wanted to spice it up, do some fun like glute workouts, hammy workouts, just had like a good cardio session, and I ended up having like a really good workout, and that put me in such a better mindset. So listen to your body, and if you need to take days off and don't feel bad about it. Like, I don't feel bad about taking yesterday off. I wouldn't have felt bad about taking today off, but like I said, I know myself, and I'm just not a better person, but I just, things just are better around me when I work out and do that for myself. So I'm glad I did, and I felt really good about it. So sometimes you just need to not overanalyze it and go with it and just get yourself to the gym and do it. So I hope for those of you that are reversing, you're doing well. I hope it's getting easier for you. This week certainly felt easier for me, and with Thanksgiving in there, it was a little bit of a little bump in there, but it was a planned bump, and I'm feeling really good about where I'm at. I'm going to keep pushing hard this week, and I think that's it. I do. I think that's it right now. So comment below with any questions, comments, anything you have. Thank you all for your support. And please click this like button. That lets me know you guys are liking these videos so I know what other content to bring you. And please share my channel with others who you think may benefit. I'm really pushing hard for those. I want 50K by before 2016. So thank you all for your help, and we'll see you in the next one. Reverse diet can be very challenging, and I think it's something that, a lot of people don't understand the competition prep diet, but they kind of get it. You can't eat anything, okay? But when you're coming off of a competition and reverse dieting, I think that's something people don't understand even more than a competition diet. You go back to work or you go back to your daily routine and people are just like, congrats, now you can eat real food again, right? Like, people just